Hello, everyone. My name is Kiyoshi Takeda. I serve as the Director of International Admissions Office of Kyoto University of Advanced Science. Um, we are thrilled to have participants from all over the world with us today. Some of you are joining in the middle of the night, and others as early as 5 a.m. in the morning. We truly appreciate your dedication to be a part of this webinar, KUAS special webinar, with focus on its new and exciting programs in bioscience, bioenvironmental science, and business. Okay. Today, I'd like to cover a general introduction to the KUAS, and followed by Dr. Verma, who is going to talk about bioenvironmental science programs and KUAS, and also followed by Dr. Haghirian, who is going to talk about management programs and KUAS. And I return to talk about the KUAS fees and scholarship and its application procedures. And finally, we will take questions from the floor during our Q&A session, thus as the last agenda item for today. Please save your question for this session. If you have any questions during our presentation, please feel free to post them in the chat box, and we will do our best to address them. Okay. So, KUAS, Kyoto University of Advanced Science, was founded in 1969 as a private university, which is internationally recognized. And KUAS has 3,600 students. And when it comes to a number of international students, our engineering school alone hosts close to 400 students, and they are from 40 different nationalities and different countries. And the KUAS offers English taught programs in engineering, and specifically, we will talk about today Faculty of Bioenvironmental Sciences, Faculty of Economics, Business Administration programs for international students. And then once you enrolled on our programs, on any of our programs as an international student, you have a great opportunity to learn the Japanese language knowledge so that you can prepare yourself linguistically for great job opportunities with a Japanese company after graduation. And you can learn, again, let me highlight, you can learn the Japanese language as a part of your academic majors. And KUAS is so proud to announce that it's recorded a job placement at 98.2% for the most recent graduates. Okay. Now, I'd like to invite two professors, Dr. Haghirian and also Professor Verma. And Dr. Rajiv Verma is a pioneering scientist creating innovative tools like fluorescent probes to uncover disease mechanisms and advance drug discovery. His work also enhances compounds to develop more effective medicines, paving the way for a healthier future. Dr. Verma, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Takeda-san. So I'll start my presentations. So let me share my slides. So is it visible?
Not yet. Yes, coming up. Yes.
Okay. So I'll be talking about the Bioenvironmental Science program, undergraduate program, which is offered in English and KUAS. So let's start with some basic introduction part about me. So what I do at KUAS, I do teaching as well as I do research. So in teaching part, I teach introductory chemistry, and I'm a specialist in organic chemistry, and I also teach pharmaceutical and synthetic organic chemistry for graduate students. In research, I do, as Takeda-san explained, that I do organic synthesis. It means I made molecules which can be used for a variety of purposes in the, how to say, in chemical biology. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Okay, I come from India. So India is around 6,000 kilometers from Japan, and the capital New Delhi, and my hometown is around 800 kilometers from New Delhi, the capital. So it takes around 8 hours to come to Japan from India. And a bit about my education. So I graduated from one big university. It's big, one of the biggest university in India. It's called Banaras Hindu University. It's located in a city called Varanasi. This is a map. Okay, how to minimize it? Yeah. So this is map of my university. So it's like half moon. And these are a few pictures of my campus. So this is Department of Chemistry, the front and back. And this is a temple inside my campus. And this is main entrance of the university. After graduating in India, I moved to Japan for my professional career. So I worked as a postdoc fellow in Osaka University for almost 4 years. And after that, I promoted to assistant professor, where I used to teach organic chemistry to the undergraduate student in international college. So this is one of the English-based program of Osaka University. And after that, I moved to Riken as a research scientist, where I did most of my chemical biology related research. Before coming to KUAS, I actually moved back to India for almost 1.5 years, and I worked as associate professor in a state level university in Lucknow. And okay, let's talk about the KUAS campuses. So we have two campuses located in Kyoto City. The first one is Kameoka campus, so the bigger one and more close to the nature, and the second one is Uzumasa campus, which is in the Kyoto City. Uzumasa campus homes several departments, for example, economics and business, humanities, health and medical sciences, engineering sciences, and liberal art education subjects. And Kameoka campus is home to bioenvironmental science and health and sports sciences. So those who are interested in bioscience program, mostly they will be here. So this is a few pictures of our campus. So the central building is the bioscience building, is 11th floor building, which is having all facilities, for example, research lab, all classrooms, libraries. And this campus is actually inside the nature. So very behind the mountains, and also we have pond, we have several playgrounds for students. So it's a very nice open campus. As Takeda-san explained that we have several programs here, but mostly we will be talking about the bioenvironmental science and economics program. So let me explain a little bit about the bioscience program. So our faculty of bioenvironmental science contains two main departments. The first one is environment and bioresource science. In short, we call it as EBS. And the second one is advanced biological sciences. We acronym as ABS. And in these two departments, there are three key areas of studies: ecology and environment, agriculture and food technology, and biotechnology. So our undergraduate program, which we will offer from the coming September, is actually at the intersection of all these three departments. So students who are into this program, they will be learning subjects and also the research area spread over all the three departments. So let me give a brief outline of our program. So it's a 4-year program which will start in September, and the location is Kameoka campus. So this program is mainly divided, as I explained before. There are two main departments. So the environment and bioresource science. So some student will choose environment and bioresource science, and some student, those who are interested, they will choose applied biological sciences for first and second year. So there are several common courses which will be offered. Apart from several common courses, for example, academic writing, sports sciences, and Japanese language. And also, if you are interested, you can English classes also. And there are several civil and liberal art courses in the first 2 years. And apart from these common courses, you also have some specialized course related to your department, either this one or this one. So in third year, you will have more specialized courses offered from each departments, right? And there will be experimental courses, internship, pre-graduation research, and some fieldwork also. So it depends what you want to do. And starting third year, the program will be offered in both English and Japanese. So those students who earn good command on Japanese language, they can choose to study with Japanese student, or you can continue studying in English. There is no problem. Both options are available. In fourth year, there will be some specialized courses, and mostly you will be doing graduation research. This graduation research is a part of capstone we have, and also you will have some sort of field work. So this is a course roadmap. So as I mentioned, in the first year, you will be having mainly common courses. So there are several mandatory subjects and there are several elective courses. For example, Japanese, here it is elective if you want to study. We actually suggest you to study Japanese if you are in Japan. And there are several special courses, right? So for example, chemistry and biology, and the sports and health sciences, these are the more common subjects. And apart from the subjects, in the semester breaks, we have some activities. For example, you can continue studying Japanese, or if you are interested and you can have chance, you can go for overseas training also. So for example, in fourth semester break, you can go for some company to visit the companies. Similarly, in the fifth and sixth semester, you can do the internship here in the break. And semester 7 and 8 mainly focus on the graduation research work. So the fourth year project, you will be assigned to one of the research laboratory in the department. If it is up to you which lab you want to choose depending upon your area of choice. So either you can keep working in the lab of the particular professor, or you can also do some collaborative research within the institute. Or you can also, because sometimes professors have their collaborations with some partner universities in abroad also, so you can also choose to do some work for in the partner institutions, and also the options of companies are also available. So there are several options you can do for your capstone in fourth year. So mainly the research project, there are two types. So fieldwork based, right? So, and also the research lab based. So depending upon what kind of work you want to do. And in the final section of your degree, you will be having a thesis presentation which conclude your course here. So let me explain some facilities we have in Kameoka campus. So this is our bioenvironment building, as I told you. So it is home to the bioscience and I mean the undergraduate program. You will have all the facilities here, like computer lab, the experiment lab for students, and the food development center. We have fermentation center. We have this biology pond for field work. Also, we have several greenhouses, right? So there are a few traditional one and there are a few automated greenhouses. We have huge agricultural fields, and we also have experimental forests. Within the department, those who choose to work in a lab, so we'll have all sorts of equipment required for modern research. For example, liquid chromatography. We will have cell imaging facilities, those who are interested in cell biology, and we have NMR for those who are interested in doing organic synthesis. And we also have GCMS and LCMS equipments. So our department is fully equipped for for doing advanced research. So let me explain about some major research area which you can pursue here in your fourth year. So as I told you in the beginning, there are two departments. So the first one is Environment and Bioresource Science department, and the second one is Applied Biological Science. So in Environment and Bioresource Science, you can choose water environment, bioresource management, agriculture production, regional collaboration, and ecology. And in applied biological science department, we have bioorganic chemistry, molecular and cell biology, plant biotechnology, food sciences, and applied microbiology. So let me show you some topics which you can choose as your future research. For example, in environment and bioresource science, you can have this controlled environmental horticulture, water management, vegetable breeding, field crop sciences, farm management, landscape ecology, insect ecology, aquatic ecology, bioresource utilization, environmental education, Satoyama environment. So this is one very unique area present in our department. So we have a very controlled area where, how to say, the amount of what we take from nature we should return back. That is kind of controlled environment. So in this place you can do such kind of research. And also we have formula and environment management, environmental physics, environmental management, and bioresource management. In applied biological sciences, we have fermentation and brewing science, and biofunctional molecular discovery lab. This is my lab. And plant functional development, bioresource management, cell biology, immunology, molecular biology, plant biotechnology, bioorganic chemistry, applied microbiology, plant biological regulation, and food and function development, plant environment physiology, and microbial bioprocessing technology, and food function and its analysis. So you can choose from basic sciences to the applied sciences. So we have all. So let me introduce some of the faculty members. So for example, in ecology department, so Professor Onishi, Professor Niwa, and Professor Ohata, they used to do research related to ecology. For example, animal ecology here, and landscape ecology, and also entomology. In water environment department, we have Professor Takasawa, Professor Nagano, and Professor Wang. So they mostly study in the for water environment management. For example, Takasawa-san do for nanoplastic pollution in the water bodies, and Nagano-san she do aquatic ecology, and Wang-san he do hydrological modeling by 3D printing technique. In bioresource management, we have Fuji Sensei, Suzuki Sensei, and Nian Chan Sensei. So wood science and technology, and forest sciences and soil sciences by Suzuki Sensei, and Nian Chan Sensei, he do landscape monitoring and forest biomass management. In agriculture production, we have Sato Sensei and Funatsuki Sensei. They do horticulture and plant breeding, and also the plant genetics. Asadu Zaman Sensei, he do the hydroponics, so he grow vegetables in controlled environment. And Bo Sensei, she do environmental tourism as well as sustainable development. In bioorganic chemistry department, Shimizu Sensei, he do research for the semiochemicals from the insect, semiochemicals like pheromones. So he study insects, and myself, I will discuss about my research a bit in the last part of this presentation. And in molecular and cell biology department, Professor Hoseki, he do lifestyle related diseases, and Oku Sensei, he do lipid dynamics, and Privo Sensei, he do research for related to cancer, as well as recently he started developing some nanoplastic based the effect of nanoplastic in human. In plant biotechnology department, Professor Mimura, he do plant cell biology and environmental response. And Professor Takase, he study plant microbe interactions. Professor Prito, he study stress, the response of plants against various kind of stress. And Professor Endo, he study cell wall and stress memory, cell wall nutrition and function. In food science department, Professor Fujita, he do food chemistry, and Professor Yano, he research on the functional food development and nutritional biochemistry. Professor Shiga, he do food engineering. And in applied microbiology department, Professor Hagishita, he worked in the field of industrial microbiology and fermentation technology. Professor Iguchi, he also do the similar kind of research. Professor Sakurama, she work in the field of microplastic and nanoplastic. And Professor Zhu, she developed, she's more like doing environmental purification, and also she's focusing to develop the methane-based fuel system. Okay, so these are the professors we have in our bioscience department. So, and let me discuss a bit about the key features of our program. Sorry. So our program is highly cross-disciplinary. So in the first 2 years, you will have common subjects, but in later 2 years of your degree, you will have chance to interact with so many different scientists in a different research area. So if you want, you can create collaboration between several scientists. And expensive campus. So our Kamioka campus is really very big campus, and we have everything on the same campus. So starting from laboratory, farm field, greenhouses, forest, pond, river. So we have everything for environmental sampling. And you will have a chance to do internship in 3rd year. So you can join your favorite institution to do a short-term project. And capstone project in year 4. So as I mentioned before, you have variety of options. You can choose research lab in bioscience department, faculty of bioenvironment, or you can choose a partner university or company for your capstone. And basically, you will have numerous research area for your 4th-year project. And another very important feature is extensive Japanese language education. So if you are studying in Japan and if you aim to stay in Japan for longer, I think mastering Japanese is really crucial. So we are providing full support for students to become to learn Japanese. So what are the future career paths that you can choose after graduating from KUAS? So in the 4 years of this course, you will be interacting with interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary faculties. You will have a lot of academic as well as research knowledge. So based on this knowledge, you can go anywhere. I think you can go for higher education in abroad, or you can choose a high to start studying, keep studying in Japan, or you can choose any kind of company after graduating from KUAS. Okay, the final part, it is a bit about my work. So as I mentioned in the beginning, my work is organic synthesis. So most of us know different kind of medicines, for example, paracetamol. So all of them are organic compound, right? Paracetamol is this, and cetirizine, when you feel cold, we catch cold, we take this medicine, right? And odensterone, vomiting medicine, and Zantac, Rantac, these are all are chemical compounds. So what I do, so I do research on designing more such molecules. So for example, this compound, so Indian 2-on core, this molecule have this core skeleton. And this core skeleton is present in many compounds which are having cytotoxic potential. So what I do, I usually create more newer compound with such kind of core skeletons. So for example, like this. So the second example is coumarin core. So I synthesize molecule with coumarin core, and this is quinoline. So I can I synthesize more such type of newer molecule with such core, so that they can be used in a used as a drug. I also work to synthesize DNA binding molecules. So most of you might be knowing the DNA structure. So normal DNA structure is a double stranded structure having ATGC base pairs, but there are some DNA structures which doesn't have perfect complementarity. For example, here you see there should be a G here, but G is missing. So we design molecule which can bind to cytosine if G is absent. So one such molecule we designed is this one. So the what important feature of this molecule is that when it binds to cytosine here, it releases fluorescence. So if you want to identify the cytosine bulk structure, this molecule is very important, right? So I do such kind of research. And I also design molecules which can actually label protein, and we can see where our molecule go inside the cell. So for example, this is one of the molecule I synthesized when I incubated cells with this molecule. So this molecule go inside the cell, and we can do imaging study, and we can identify where such molecules located in cell. So this dye is empty red, which actually stain mitochondria specifically. So, and this green fluorescence is from my compound. So we can say that my compound is mostly localized to mitochondria inside the cell. So these are very interesting area of research that you can do in my lab. Okay, so finally about hobbies. So I've been living in Japan for more than 12 years. So take my word, when you are inside Japan, you have endless of activity to do. So starting from sports, going to the mountains, cycling, right? And so many numerous places for study. So yeah, if you are considering Japan, it's a good choice. Thank you so much. So now I hand over the session to Takeda-san. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Verma. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to invite Professor Parissa Haghirian. Professor Parissa Haghirian, an expert in Japanese and international management, teaches at not only KUAS, but also other top universities in Tokyo. With a PhD in business administration, she has held visiting positions at renowned universities worldwide and authored numerous books on the Japanese management. She also coaches our top global managers for success by providing her new cross-cultural perspective and skills. Dr. Haghirian, the floor is yours.
Your mic is off. Haghirian Sensei, your mic is off.
Go. Good. That was too early. Right. So as Takeda-san said, my name is Parissa, and I'm from Austria originally, from south of Austria. When I was graduating from high school, I went to Vienna and I studied Japanese at the University of Vienna, and I also studied business at Vienna Business School. And when I first came to Japan as a professor, I worked in the south of Japan in Kyushu for 2 years. And the last 18 years, I worked at Sophia University in Tokyo. Actually, I worked there until last month. And from next spring, April, I will be a full professor at KUAS in Kyoto. And I have also relocated to Kyoto. So I'm very happy to be here for various reasons. I will tell you in a minute. And I'm also very happy to meet some of you very soon in our programs. What am I doing? I'm specialized in Japanese management. Of course, this is kind of natural because I studied Japanese anthropology and business. And I've been researching and comparing Japanese management with international management for very many years. I'm still very excited about this topic. And as Takeda-san said, I've published very many books about it. But what I mainly like is that Japanese management style is really very different from Western or Austrian management style, if you want it, and we can learn a lot by learning something different. Yeah, basically, we want to be very good international managers, and knowing various management styles will make us better managers because we have more choices of what we do when we have a business problem. What I will teach at KUAS will basically be international management and international marketing. The courses I will teach are not necessarily focusing on Japan only, but there will be a lot of comparative work done in the courses. So why would you want to come and study with us? First of all, this is one of the few programs in Japan or outside Tokyo where everything is taught in English. That may sound a little bit strange to you, but in fact, there's only the past 20 years, Japanese universities have offered more English programs. So here you have the option to study in Japan, but still do everything in English, which is actually a really good thing to do. And also, I think it's very interesting to be in Japan now. First of all, it's a lot less costly than it used to be, but also Japan or Japanese management is very much changing at the moment, and that is very interesting to observe. What we're trying to do at KUAS, we're trying to improve the learning process. KUAS has very new facilities. I think Professor Verma showed you that. Of course, in management, we do not have so many fancy facilities as the bio people. We basically just have rooms and that's it. And we talk a lot, yeah, as you can tell. But anyway, what is really important at KUAS is that KUAS is a university that has very strong connections to the fifth biggest company in Japan. This company is called NIDEC, and it's a very, very influential company in Japan. So what this means is that the university as such has extremely good connections to all kinds of businesses, very famous and big businesses, not only in Kyoto, but all over Japan. And that, of course, is also improving the teaching and research in business in KUAS, because when you can access companies, you can learn a lot more, you can cooperate better, and of course you have the chance to investigate from the inside. So, and then is one of my favorite topics, Kyoto. As I said, I just moved to Kyoto. I'm really very happy about this. I very much enjoyed living in Tokyo, but after 20 years, I realized I'd like a little bit more of a smaller city. Kyoto is still a big city. It's more than 1 million people, has everything that you want in Japan, a lot of culture, very good organization. But it has the advantage of being close to other cities like Osaka. It's also closer to the sea. And it's also a very, very reasonably priced place to stay. Compared to Tokyo, it's much easier and cheaper to stay in Kyoto. And also, and that's one thing that many people may not think, but I like is that the distances between my house, for example, and the university, or the university and the city center are very short. Yeah. Where I used to work until now, the students had to commute up to 1 hour from their dormitories to school, because in Tokyo, it's impossible to have dormitories in the middle of town. You have to go outside, and that means that students really have to travel up to 2 hours per day. And not only students, of course, professors too. And that's not a problem in Kyoto. And also in Kyoto, I think most people go by bicycle. This is also one thing that is really nice. So let's look a little bit at our program. In fact, usually business programs and are, let's say, not so very different from each other. They talk about companies and companies in the economy. So economics basically means we're talking about the whole country and what the whole country does in terms of money, for example, how much money comes in and flows out. And then we talk about business or management. Management means that we're talking about the company and what happens inside. Yeah, that's what I teach. And that's a little bit different. However, most business programs have both courses, simply because if you are a business person or a business leader, you need to know about economic aspects as well. So what is the program about? Basically, we talk about business strategy, all kinds of marketing in a global context. Since we have students from very many different places, we can compare very well, not only Japanese management with others, but also different styles. And that's, of course, very engaging and very nice for everybody. One thing that is really special at this program, and I can say that because I've worked in really very many business programs in Japan, is that there is an internship program in or while you're studying. This is really unique. In Europe, that it's kind of a normal thing to do. Yeah. But in Japan, that is really, in fact, I have never heard about this before. This is the first time I've seen that. And as I said before, the university is very well connected to big businesses, and students do internships while they are studying, and that is also graded and part of their degree. I like this very much. Where I come from, internships are very normal. Every student is doing it. The university has also internship programs, and it really helps everybody to learn about businesses, to get some experience while you're studying, and also compare what you learn in the classroom with reality. Yeah, of course, in the classroom we talk about business theory, which is nice, but it is not real life. In real life, we have a lot more interaction with people, a lot more emotions, and that can make things much more complicated. So it's really nice to get a reality check by doing that. And then, of course, we have a very new curriculum, not only because the program is very young, also because people from very different places come. And next year, when we start our first English program, we will find that that there are very many new ideas coming into the classroom and new connections to be made. And I'm really looking forward to this. So here you have an overview of what mainly will happen. Yeah. In fact, as I said before, we have all kinds of the main topics in every business program of business administration. We're talking about the inside of a company. Here we talk about how the company makes money, corporate finance, how is the company developing goals and looking into the future, business strategy, how is it financing itself, and what kind of aspects are connected with business practice and thinking like an entrepreneur. And then on the other side, we have economics, that is basically looking at the whole country, in our case, Japan. How are people behaving in the countries, the consumers? How is the government behaving? What do they do to develop business or the economy? And how does this relate to other countries? So these are the main topics in most business programs. In our case, that's true too. Before that, but before you go into the main topics, you have various aspects that we would like you to take. First of all, we want you to take some introduction courses and learn basics about business and management. That is really important because business studies are mainly definitions. So you need to know what people are talking about to be able to implement or practice things later. Then, of course, we have courses in information processing and critical thinking. This is very important if you want to be a researcher, if you want to be at the university. You need to know how to ask questions, how to reflect on topics, and how to improve your thinking. Liberal arts basically means that you can choose also topics from other places or from other faculties. This is only a bit limited. Of course, you can only choose a limited number of courses, but that is done because it is always a good idea to have a different perspective and not only look at one degree at once. And of course, as Verma Sensei already said, we have here Japanese language courses, which are highly recommended simply because you are in Japan. And if you live in Japan, it's a good idea to speak Japanese. And of course, Japanese is a difficult language. And trust me, I've been studying Japanese for 30 years now. It is a very good idea to learn this in a structured setting with good teachers. So this is all included. And once you have done the basic first part of your degree, you will move on in the more interactive part. Here we can see first the internship part. That is very important too. And then we have seminars. Seminars are not the same as lectures. In seminars, we actually do projects. We analyze case studies. We do company visits. We are much more interactive with businesses. And we're trying to really learn how can we implement, how can we use what we learned in the classroom. And then, of course, every student is doing one capstone project. That could be a case study, that could be a little research project, and to show us that he or she is very fit to graduate. Yeah. And our overall goal is to improve or increase the number of people who can work successfully in an international environment. So, what will you gain when you study with us? You will get a lot of cultural understanding, not only by studying in Japan, but of course studying with people from very different places. Having a Japanese university degree is always very good to get a good job, yeah, especially if you've studied strongly connected to businesses in Japan. And of course, and that's what I think is most important, yeah, you learn about cross-cultural differences and also how to deal with them and overcome them. So what I do in my classes, as I said, I'm a business professor. I teach really a lot of classes all over Japan, and I've been doing this for a long time. And because I've been teaching for so many years, it's very important that I have some fun in the classroom too. So it's not only me speaking, it's basically a very interactive class. Yeah, we talk about very many different things. We have a lot of cases. I wrote a lot of case study books that we can work on, many projects. I also like to invite guest speakers from companies to tell us how they live and what they do. And that is also my plan for my coming classes in Kyoto. Also really important, and that's for me one of the most important aspects of teaching business, is to improve people's knowledge and empower them to have successful careers and succeed in the world. So what we will also do, especially in the seminars, go out, talk to people, meet people, and then learn how we can actually use our business skills in in the real world, which is really important. Yeah. So, and finally, why KUAS is a good choice. First of all, it is increasingly successful, globally recognized program and has, as I said, an English program all in English, which is really something rather rare in Japan, especially from an undergraduate program. And it is in a wonderful location, one of the most famous and beautiful cities in the world. But 30 million people a year come to visit Kyoto. It's really a beautiful place to live. And it is also a place where you can not only live very comfortably, you can also have a lot of good relationships. In other places in Japan, in Osaka and Kyoto, this is much more difficult because the distances between places are so long and you have to take a lot of time traveling. That's actually really a big issue. And basically, there are a lot of professors here that have strong relationships to businesses or who come from businesses. And that, of course, is also improving the quality of the program. Yes, and what should you do? Apply and learn more. And in the end, join us hopefully very soon. And Takeda-san will now tell you how you can apply and what's coming next. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Parissa. Thank you very much. Now, everyone. Okay. So, hi. Hi again. I'll proceed. I'd like to talk about the application procedures and international dormitory, things like that. And we do have international dormitories, as you can see here, beautiful, decent, and hygienic. And when it comes to fees and KUAS, for bioenvironmental sciences and per year, it'll be around $10,000 per year again. And whereas economics and business administration at 700, it'll be $7,000 and $8,000 approximately per year, which is really one of the most affordable levels by world college tuition levels. And the cost of living in Japan are also affordable. Per month, accommodation with accommodation, food, and personal expenses included, it'll be around $700, and I should say only. And we are so proud to inform you that KUAS has a great scholarship opportunities with a 50% 100% tuition reduction if you are qualified. And we will make a decision on your scholarship and based on the submitted documents, taking every single components and every single element about you into a careful consideration. And then now we are so proud to announce that KUAS has now launched outstanding, what we call KUAS Outstanding Scholarship. Even if you are not offer the scholarship opportunity at the time of admission, you might be able to qualify for this KUAS Outstanding Scholarship if you were successfully demonstrated and the top performing academic performance during your first year. And even you'll be eligible to apply for this program for scholarship programs from the second year. Please note that. And if you achieved the GPA 3.8 out of 4.0 or above, you could be eligible for 100% tuition reductions after the second year. And in the case of GPA 3.5 or 4.0, you may be eligible to apply for this one with a 50% tuition reduction. And the good news is that it could be renewable every year as long as you are successfully managed to maintain these designated GPAs every year. Okay, so how to apply KUAS? Now, it's really important you to know that we're going to have a final entry, which is the last round for the application windows for September 2025 intake. That will start on February 3rd, 2025. That windows quickly are closed on March 7th, 2025. And therefore, you will get your results announced by KUAS admissions office on April 25, 25. Application process is really easy. Number one, you need to prepare required documents, and you can upload all the necessary documents online in a portal site called PAO. And number three, taking interviews online with our professors. Number four, you can wait for the result announced. And these are typical set of required documents you need to prepare and upload on our application portal site. This is English language requirements if you are not coming from the English-speaking countries. And if you are considering KUAS Bio, prerequisite in either biology or chemistry at your post-secondary levels, or also you'll be required to send us your 2 different essays. And standard tests like SAT or ACT is completely optional for these programs. On the other hand, the KUAS BIS requires to take math, taking math during high school, at the high school levels. And you need to send us 1 essay. And also similarly, the standard tests like ACT is completely optional in application for this KUAS BIS program. And I just wanted to clarify that for those considering applying for our KUAS business programs in terms of math requirements, provided that applicants have studied mathematics up to at least in the 10th grade, they should be eligible to apply for the BIS programs, even if they are currently studying business commerce related subjects or chemistry or biology or physics. But if you have any concerns about eligibility in math for KUAS BIS program, please contact the KUAS admissions office in advance. For more details, I would highly recommend you to visit our website to start your application today. I'll pause here for a second, and you can take a screenshot of this QR code. Okay. So alternatively, if you take a look at the bottom half of this slide, you can always welcome to contact KUAS International Admissions Office at admission@kus.ac.jp, admission@kus.ac.jp for email. Thank you very much for listening. I will let now open. Now we are at the last agenda for the Q&A session. Please note that we may not be able to address all questions as we need to close this webinar platform in about 10 or 15 minutes, but we will be happy to take as many questions as we can from the floor. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Prabhakar. Just I have a question. Is it your course is based on more on exam oriented or practical oriented? Your course design, the GPA, how is it like you conduct more exams based on that exam paper based you take the GPA, or is it more practical oriented exams?
Okay, Professor, do you have any?
Okay, I'll take this question.
Sure.
So your question is about do we take the written exam or more like practical
I think
exams,
your
right?
focus is more on the written exam or practical orientation. I mean, it is how it is like. Is it 50% is practical or 50% is theory based? How it is like?
So
Curriculum
as
is
I mentioned
designed.
if you watch my presentation, so first 2 years you will be taking several courses, right? Those are compulsory courses. On many of them they are like, for example, academic writing. So you will have to take the exam, as well as it depends upon professor. So sometimes they give the project work. So you are writing a report based on what he suggests you as a topic. So it's not perfectly exam based, but you also have to write reports, and you also have to take exam. And for example, internship. So if you go for internship, then you have to make a report. So it's not so for grading we use the report. And for your final year capstones, so because you are working mostly in the lab, so you have to write a thesis, and this thesis will be evaluated and you have to give the presentation. So it's not only exam, it's actually balanced between exam as well as presentation and reports.
Okay, thank you. And what are the career opportunities for this bio course?
Yeah, as you see, our force is divided into two parts, ecology as well as the food sciences and also the biological sciences. So food sciences, evergreen field, right? People don't stop eating, right? So you have to have new techniques, you have to have arrangement for the food for the growing populations, right? So we have several companies. You can apply for the companies also after graduating here, or if you want to do the research, so you can go for higher research areas. Or in advanced biological science program, you can go for the drug development thing, and there are several biotechnology companies you can join if you want to get a job get a job after graduating. So a variety of options are available.
Okay, thank you so much. And one more last question, like how is it like the intake? Like, is it 30? I heard like it's only 30. Is it like, is it always 30 or beyond 30 also possible intake? Is it like yearly intake for your course?
Okay, Dasan, do you want to answer this question? So he's asking about the number of candidates. Is maximum is 30, or we can relax the limit?
Thank you. That is a great question. We may be flexible and when it comes to the number of capping numbers and on students take. So we will take into a lot of different elements and factors and careful consideration to understand what capacity we're going to have in the number of intake students.
Okay, and I have a question. Sorry for asking too many questions. Yeah, thanks for answering. And like, is it transfer students are allowed, or the student has to start from first year? If the student wants to join from the second year, transferring from other university to this university is possible?
Simply no. So unfortunately, because we have such a well-built curriculum by taking into a lot of factors like academic measures, and at the same time the Japanese language learning. We have such carefully coordinated curriculum, so that every single student needs to work from scratch, meaning from the very first year.
Got it. Thank you so much for your answers.
Thank you. Hello everyone. You can place your questions in the chat box so that we can refer to them. You don't have to. Now, please note, you don't have to open up your cameras to ask us any questions. So please take advantage of the chat box for your questions. Now we're gonna take we're more than happy to take like a question in the chat box for more precision. And if you have any questions. Right. Let me have a look now.
I would like to add one more thing before we finish. I forgot to say that we also have increasingly more exchange programs with schools overseas. So especially in the business program, I'm not sure about bioscience, but in the business program, there is also a chance of going overseas while you study, and that will be, of course, be accredited. Yeah.
Thank you, Parissa Sensei. So we had we have a question in the chat box, a new question. What types of question can we expect to get in interviews? And are these questions be one on academic side? Okay, now that is a great question. So you can expect a wide range of questions being asked by professors during the interviews with our professors. Yes, academic side, yes, you need to prepare for that, and at the same time you need to prepare the general question, okay, about just about anything that's happening in the world and also in the academic worlds. This is a very vague, but we need to as an interviewers, we need to ask you many questions in a wide range of fields, so that we can have an opportunity to understand your preparations levels in more precise way. Okay. Okay.
And one more last question.
Sorry.
Like, what is the
Sorry, Mister. Can you use a chat box instead of
okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
sure.
much. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Okito-san, which Okito-san, are you there?
Yes.
Which questions now we should address, because we are running out of time?
Okay. So I think this question is for a Takeda-san.
Sure.
Is there Japanese included in the program?
Definitely, absolutely, yes. Our students, whether it's in the bio, business program students and the engineering students, they're gonna have 2 years to learn the Japanese language, to be so fluent and to be well prepared for a greater job prospect with the Japanese companies, which is still predominantly Japanese speaking environments, unfortunately.
Can I go to another question?
Yes, please.
Okay. Is there a limit of the applicants who are eligible and are applying for the KUAS Outstanding Scholarship?
So let me just clarify before I address your question. So outstanding scholarship is only for students who already enrolled and spent at least 1 year and successfully demonstrated a top performing academic performance, right? That is different from the scholarships for applicants, okay, before they admitted into our programs. But anyway. So, Okja-san, sorry, what was your question? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Is there a limit of the applicants who are eligible and are applying for that scholarship?
KUAS Outstanding Scholarship, right? So regarding the KUAS Outstanding Scholarship, the good news is that as long as you are achieve the designated GPA 3.8, or for example, out of 4.0 for 100% reduction, you'll have no problems and to be eligible for the scholarship. So meaning that we don't have any any cap numbers on the student for eligible to KUAS Outstanding Scholarship.
The next question is, I think, for Verma Sensei. An undergraduate student will study a program combining both departments?
No, he or she has to choose one of the two departments, EBS or ABS. But there are several courses which are elective. So if they are interested in some course which is in the other department, they can take. But he has to belong to one of the departments. So either environment and bioresource science or advanced biological sciences.
Okay. So everyone, we really wish we could have as many more questions and to address, but I think unfortunately we are running out of time, and we are required to. I mean, we will need to close this platform online due to limitations on constraints and time constraints. I'd appreciate if you are only taking a few more questions only from the floors. Okay, maybe just 2 more questions, Okita-san.
Yes. Okay. Can I apply to 2 faculties?
Okay. Two faculties, maybe, okay, two faculties, yes. My answer is yes. You can choose, or you can apply for up to two departments, two programs, well, no, three programs.
Okay, now another question is, what are the academic requirements?
For both programs, business programs and also bio programs?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay, so yes, generally the requirements are very similar to go to these two academics. But the big difference is the prerequisites. If you are considering our business programs, and you need to take the math and then during the high school and then post-secondary levels before you apply for the KUAS and business programs. Whereas if you're considering our biosciences programs, and prerequisite is going to be a prerequisite to have learned either biology or chemistry in high school levels or post-secondary levels in some countries.
Okay, next question is, how does the university support cultural integration outside academics?
Okay, yeah, there are many opportunities that really helps you easing into KUAS in time when it comes to adjustments in yourselves to a cultural diversities. Because if you remember, I was talking about our number of countries where we have students from. Currently, we have students from over 40 different countries, meaning that KUAS is ready, and the KUAS already implement a lot of programs and opportunities for students with different cultural backgrounds intermingle with successfully on a daily basis, and also academic settings. So no worries about cultural acclimating as to when it comes to campus cultural difference acceptance levels. Okay, I thank you very much for your great question, and I wish I understand what you said. We wish we could have taken more questions from the floors, and there are questions we should address immediately. Well, we are unfortunately we are running out of time. And if you still have a questions, please email to us at admission@kus.ac.jp, admission@kus.ac.jp for your questions. Okay, I truly appreciate your great understanding for these matters. Okay. And thank you very much for everyone staying with us for such a long time. And then I understand some are very early in the morning, some are others are in the middle of the night to joining us. I truly appreciate your dedications. And hopefully you can successfully complete your application very immediately. And we really hope to see you in person as our students next September. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
See you in Japan.
All the best.
Bye.